Hey there folks, I'm Keegan Van Hook, and welcome to Us As We Are. In this episode, we've got two stories for you. To begin with, we're going to go over to Phoenix, where we're going to have a look at the Medford Estates Trailer Park, a place we've been before. After that, we're going to go over to Eagle Point on Veterans Day, where we're going to meet up with a group of veterans who, in lieu of the usual celebrations, are taking matters into their own hands. Enjoy! Alright folks, we're here in Phoenix, Oregon. We're in the Medford Estates Trailer Park. If you remember, we were here with Pastor Lee Gregory a few weeks ago, and it was a very different scene at that time. They've clearly made a lot of progress on the cleanup effort.
Let's go stand in the middle of all the piles of shit.
Yeah, let's do it. Oh, what's your name, man?
My name is Bear.
Bear.
Yes, sir.
And this is your crew, huh?
This is my crew. I'm a company based out of Tampa, Florida.
Okay.
So I'm one of the partners in it. And this project here is for Medford Estates, which is owned by Cal-Am Properties. They're a national property management company, and they're customers of ours. We were already here putting in new homes in this park when the fire happened.
Right.
So now we'll clean up the whole park and then be here to put all these new homes back in. Cool. On the backside.
So tell me about the process here, basically. What do you got to do?
So basically this community was 142 homes that burned down. As you can see, there is nothing left of them.
Right.
So the process is we come through and we take out all the metal, get all the burned out cars, all the trees, remove all this debris. Every site that's in here gets tested for asbestos and heavy metals to make sure there's no contamination. And then if you want to film around, you see all these mountains of all this debris. This all gets sorted back out, and most of it will get wrapped up in plastic, huge plastic bags, and go in these dumpsters and be sealed and be taken to the landfill. So there's no contamination in the landfill. It's all wrapped up with industrial wrapping.
And so, well, I mean, is FEMA giving you guys any help, or how do you get contracted to do this?
So this is already a customer of mine, this community. I'm a national company that builds manufactured home communities and redevelops old communities. So this is already what we do, and we also do emergency recovery. We're from Florida, so we specialize in hurricanes. This is our first fire that we're doing, but it's really all the same. You're just cleaning up the old and putting in all the new. So this is all privately funded. This isn't FEMA. FEMA's great. They come in the backside, they help out homeowners. But this is a community that lost a whole bunch of homes. And they're trying to get this cleaned up as fast as possible to get new residents back in. Obviously now all these homes are lost. There's a need for affordable housing back in Medford, in the area here, and the fastest way to do it is private money.
And so is your job as well to replace all of these homes, or will you be building the new ones?
We will do it all. We'll clear this whole park out, redevelop it, and bring all the new homes back in. As a matter of fact, this first row over here, this is lot number 1 through 22 on the backside of this community. Those homes are already ordered from the manufacturer. They should be coming offline from the manufacturer January 1, and they'll start going in this row January 1. So within the next, first month of the new year, we'll have new homes.
No kidding. So when do you expect that all of this might be, this lot at least?
Well, this whole community, which spans 142 homes that got burned down, roughly 50 that survived, which is kind of rare. Most of these communities are completely a loss. We'll have this entire community cleaned up and ready for new homes by the beginning of the year. So by January 31st, this will be cleared and all this debris will be gone and processed, and it'll just be barren, ready for new homes. We'll start, and now, if you go down this road, there is community after community after community. So we're already contracted to do a few more that are down this road, so we're just going to keep moving our way through. There's about 1,200 homes that we'll probably be responsible for cleaning up and rebuilding new.
So what's the full timeline of this? How long do you expect to be working here in Phoenix rebuilding?
Well, like I said, we're from Tampa, but I already had a division of my company based out of Portland, Oregon. So we were already doing this kind of work in the Pacific Northwest based out of Portland. So we were already in this community for the past couple of years putting in new homes in their vacant lots. So we had about 30 new homes in this community that we put in the last 2 years prior to the fire burning. So they burned all the new homes back down. So we were already here in the Pacific Northwest. Because of the concentration of all the work that's happening here in Medford, we'll probably basically be here in Medford full time for the next 10 plus years. Because not only is there this property, there's a whole bunch more, and just a ton of homes that need to be put back together. So, I mean, we're now here to stay, and we come in, And what we do is we come in and we hire everybody locally. Everyone that you see on this job site is from right here in Medford. You know, we don't want to bring in people from Portland. I mean, they're busy enough, but we want to keep this money, back in this community. It's about not just rebuilding this community here, this park, but really rebuilding the area of Medford.
So what's the biggest challenge? You mentioned that you've done hurricane cleanup before, but with fire cleanup, what's the biggest challenge there?
Well, I'll tell you something that's the difference. We've done a lot of hurricanes. In a hurricane, there's destruction, there's devastation. Buildings are broken, but they're not gone. The debris is still there. People's belongings are still there. They're wet. They're blown around. And trust me, there's devastation, not to downplay it. But you show up here and you look at this pile right here. That is somebody's, not just home, that's their life. So in that pile is their clothing, their pictures, their memories. Everything about this person's life is in that pile. And as you can see, there's nothing left but concrete and just dirt. I mean, it's a total loss. It's tragic. And to see it on this grand scale and know that there's 3,700 more homes going this way in the next 2 miles of people that lost everything, I mean, it's heartbreaking. So, as a company, we feel it's our duty not only to be in business, but to come help rebuild, towns like this.
What was your reaction when you first showed up here after the fire and saw the devastation?
It was pretty incredible. We came in literally right after. I mean, we were already working in this park, so we headed right into town. We were able to contact the police department right away, and they gave us an escort in. Obviously, these roads were closed. And honestly, it was still smoldering when we came through, and it was mind-blowing to see it.
All right, Barrett. Well, thank you so much for talking to us. Anything else you want to say or add?
No, that's it. Just anyone out there that hears my voice, do whatever you can do on your own scale to pitch in to help anybody from the greater Medford area, whether it's employing people that have lost their jobs or helping people out that, don't have a place to live, or whatever it is. Even the smallest amount can help somebody. That's all.
Right on. Okay, Bear from Bach Development.
Bach Development.
Awesome.
Yes,
thank you for talking to us.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
All right, our next story takes us to Eagle Point on Veterans Day, where we met up with a group called the Old Guard Riders. They're a group of veteran motorcycle and sports car enthusiasts who get together on these sorts of commemorative holidays. This year, with COVID-19 changing pretty much everything, they had to kind of take celebratory matters into their own hands. So they met up at Walmart and put together their own kind of parade. Here are a few conversations with them.
That's just good stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes it's refreshing.
Yeah, totally.
I wouldn't say it's bad.
All right, sir, why don't you just introduce yourself?
All right, my name's Chris Turner, live here in Medford. Was a vet for 7 years in the Navy. Don't know what else you want to know.
Well, tell me about the event you guys are putting on today.
Well, I know very little about it other than the fact that we're supposed to ride through Eagle Point and end up at Hawthorne Park in Medford. That's the extent of my knowledge at this point. I'm just an Indian, not a chief. So.
How does it make you feel to be out here today?
Oh, I enjoy it, I mean, we celebrate brotherhood with all the other vets and from all the other service, and sisterhood, yes. Yes. Yeah, I know a lot of women are veterans too, and a lot of these guys have put their ass on the line. Vic here is a genuine war hero. So, I served on an aircraft carrier for 2.5 years and made a couple deployments over to, and they were tough enough in peacetime. I mean, we spent 6 months in port out of 2.5 years in our home port. Right. And the rest of the time we were overseas or at sea training and doing all that fun stuff. And we lost, 5 or 6 people on each deployment just from accidents on the aircraft carrier and on Liberty and all that kind of stuff. So not everybody made it home, and the lucky few of us who have are just out here to remember those who didn't make it back and all the ones who did serve.
Where did you serve?
Well, like I said, I was on the carrier Constellation out of San Diego. I mean, I was stationed in Florida, Illinois, Maryland, California. So, and then, like I said, we deployed twice to the South Pacific on the carrier. So, yeah.
So what's the community among veterans here in Southern Oregon like?
Well, you know, there's quite a few of us out here, and with the Dom being here in White City and everything, it brings in a lot of vets from other parts of the world that are still dealing with issues, and you know, the alcoholism and the drug abuse caused by PTSD is just an ongoing problem for some of these poor guys. I mean, I can't even imagine what combat's like. I mean, I've seen 500-pound bombs go off a half mile off of our ship just in training and stuff, and I can't even imagine what it's like to be on the ground with something like that coming at you. So.
Have it really shooting at you.
Oh yeah, no, it's unbelievable. I mean, it would make that carrier just jump, and we weighed 186,000 tons, you know. I mean, it would blast the side of that ship from a half mile away. So, yeah, it's pretty amazing. Like I said, can't even imagine what combat's like for. And come home and try and decompress and deal with all that in your head. Nah, it's just hard to fathom.
How do you feel about like the care that veterans receive here? There's a pretty big VA center here in the Rogue Valley. How does it treat you guys?
Well, I've never utilized the VA for health care, but a lot of my friends have, and they say nice things about it. So, you know, I have several friends that work there, and they're doing their damnedest to help these men and ladies out. So, yeah, I'm pretty pleased with the way, you know, things have changed over the last 10 years as far as VA healthcare goes. So, I mean, finally starting to hear a lot more positive than the negative. So, yeah.
Anything else you want to add, just put out there in the world?
No, just celebrate us, the veterans, and support them, because a lot of them need the support of friends and family. I mean, they're just too much to deal with in their brains, and they don't know how to deal with it. So they need support, and they need urging to get care. So that should do it.
Cool. All right, thank you so much for talking to us, Chris, and thanks for your service.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
This tire is half my height. You could go over some serious terrain in this thing. All right, Dwayne, why don't you introduce yourself for us?
My name is Dwayne Desatel, member of the Old Guard Riders. I'm a Pacific Northwest Vice President.
What are the Old Guard Riders?
The Old Guard Riders are just a motorcycle group. We don't have to have a motorcycle to be a member of us, and we just kind of help the veterans in any way we can. We put on different events like Wreaths Across America. That's in a couple of weeks we'll be putting the wreaths out here at Eagle Point Cemetery and stuff like that. And usually we put out well over 1,000, 1,200, but this year with the virus, I think we're down to probably about 150, something like that. So, but it's just remembrance. Yeah.
So tell me about the event you guys are putting on today. What is all this about?
It's just to more or less honor the veterans. We're going to take a run through the veteran cemetery, and it's basically just to honor our fallen and our veterans. You know, I'm a veteran, and most of the guys out here are all veterans. So, but yeah.
So what's different about like this Veterans Day as opposed to other Veterans Days in the past?
Well, usually we have big parade, but with the virus going on, we just got a small little group, you know, today, and in most places won't let you have a large gathering, so we're kind of low key right now, you know. So we'll make it through it though.
So what do you think of the veterans community here in Southern Oregon?
It's very strong, really strong. You know, that we've got a lot of members in the Old Guard Riders, and yeah, the veterans groups are strong here in the valley, really strong.
And do you like the treatment that you get at the VA, or do you utilize the VA?
I love it. I've been going there for many, many years. And it used to be really bad, but since Trump got in, I mean, it changed 100%, or turned it around. Yeah. So,
well, what's the biggest difference, pre-Trump and then Trump era?
Well, it used to be that you went to the VA and you're lucky you got in within a month, 2 months, 3 months, and it was ridiculous. You know, then if you did get there, you didn't have the care. But now you go out there, and if they don't get you in right away, they let you go on the outside source. And which really, I have heart problems, so they send me on the outside source, and I got the best care in the world. You know, then I can go back out to the VA and get all my stuff taken care of at the VA. It was beautiful out there now. No compared to where it used to be. Yeah.
Well, Dwayne, is there anything else you want to add, just put out in the world?
Not really.
All right, well, thanks for talking to us, and thanks for your service.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And I ran into this lady, she's about 86, and she was a veteran.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, so we're all over the place.
Yeah, I met a World War II female veteran. She was a yeoman in the Navy.
Yeah, it's great. There's a lot of female vets out there, and some of us sometimes have to stand up to all the guys, when we're doing stuff. It's like, what about female vets?
Like you just said to, I already forgot his name.
Yeah, women are veterans too,
Yes.
And that's really hard for some people to get their head around. I used to joke with some of the guys out here at the VA, because I get medical care out here at the VA, and they are awesome. They are really great. And they used to say women don't belong in the military, and I'd say, they didn't issue me high heels and a frying pan. They gave me combat boots and an M16. So there you go. But
Where did you serve?
I served in Germany, in Hanau. So it was back 86 to 90, and it was a good time. It was definitely different with the Cold War going on. We had the Fulda Gap at the time, and so we'd go to the field. I worked for JAG, so I got out of it a lot, but it was definitely different. I was 17 when I went in, so.
How would you, holistically, how would you describe your experience in the military?
It was something that helped form my life. I came from the middle of 9 kids, and I wasn't really able to, I didn't want to go to college yet. I didn't want to stay home. I'm from Eugene. And so I just joined the military. My cousin Angie did also. And it's what we do. And I have 3 sons, 2 are Marines, and 1's an Army officer.
So a whole military family.
Yes, and my father, my grandfather, my uncles, my cousins, my brother. My brother was a veteran, and he just passed away in the fire. He was 55. He died in the fire at Bear Creek Estates. And so all these guys and more showed up to hold flags for his funeral, and it was amazing. So what we do is we do outreach to veterans, and vets look out for vets. And this is just letting people know. I know that, with COVID going on and a lot of people locked down, we can still drive by and wave. We're good with that. We've done a couple birthday parties, drive-by. We had a 94-year-old veteran do a drive-by for his birthday and just rev the motorcycles, and it was great. And we have a 93-year-old veteran that should be out here who rides with us. He still rides on 2 wheels.
93, still riding.
Yeah, Harry. So.
Well, all right, it looks like you guys are going to get going. Thank you so much for talking to us.
Thanks.
So, after leaving the Eagle Point Walmart, the veteran parade proceeded through town to the VA graveyard. This is where we had to leave off on this story because for the day we had run out of shooting time. However, after leaving the graveyard, they went on to Hawthorne Park, where they held what they called a prayer for America. News 10 actually managed to get that story, so if you want to check it out, go to their website. I've got a link in the description. With that, folks, that's it for this episode of Us As We Are. Oh, but before I go, I want to mention that in addition to doing this show for YouTube, we've also been airing short versions of some of these interviews as interstitial on Southern Oregon PBS. If you want to know more about that, go to sopbs.org/usasweare. Also, if you want to help support this show in a financial sense, we would really appreciate it if you went and checked out our Patreon page at patreon.com/sailorboymedia. We would really appreciate the support. With that, folks, that's it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. I've been Keegan Van Hook. This is Us As We Are, and we'll see you in the next one.